Welcome to Too Close for Podcast, episode 9. It's going to get weird when we get into season 2 and I'm still doing a numbering system because, it'll be like season 2, episode 1, but it'll be episode 20 of this. So, yeah.
That's all in that guide.
Yeah, thanks to somebody who did a lot of work on Wikipedia. You can find out both numbers. But for now, it's still all synced up. It's episode 9. We're talking about season 1, episode 9, from January 13th, 1981. The Location. This was the episode that I stumbled onto a few months ago that got me back into the show. When I first hooked up an antenna to my television set and rediscovered the absurdity that was the distant, lost memory in my brain of Too Close for Comfort.
Okay, so we start out. Henry's waiting for Muriel, who shows up, and he's like, "Hey, where'd you go?" And she was dropping off his drawings.
His drawings.
And picking up a new camera lens. She also, and Henry, at this point, Henry accuses her of, she says she might be having a fling, some sort of sexy fling in a sleazy motel. Okay, she also has some sort of paper bag with her that she puts into the refrigerator.
What's in that bag?
We never really find out.
We'll never know.
But it looked like it could have been a tall boy.
It's probably what it was. They do like to drink on this show, I've noticed. They do like their drinks.
No, she's also gotten an offer from Wainwright to work at Newsview. Henry's not very excited about this because she'll be on the road so much, and then who knows she'll be having affairs with at this point. There's a lot of talk about affairs early on in the show.
Yeah, a common theme. And that Wainwright, wow, he showed up last week, and here he is again, already firmly planting himself on the show.
Yeah. So Monroe and Sarah show up. They're pretty excited. And they tell them about this movie that Monroe's friend from cinema class, Nino Antonelli, is that right?
Sure.
You didn't write it down?
I just wrote the film crew as the guest star.
Nino Antonelli. I try and get, when they give a full name, I try and get it down there. He's shooting this movie for his graduate thesis, apparently, so... And Sarah's already signed the papers giving him permission, so there's nothing that they can do. She's taking the $50, and who knows what they did with the $50.
Well, they probably helped pay the rent, and Henry's always wanting that rent money. So.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we're trying to get money, so they're shooting the movie.
They're going to be shooting on Saturday, which turns out...
Oh, not Saturday. You can't come on Saturday.
That's the same day that Muriel has invited Wainwright over to look for dinner, to look at some of her photographs.
You invited Wainwright to dinner?
Oh, yeah, he's not happy about it. He doesn't like Wainwright at all. Henry's pretty pissed that she didn't tell him about any of this. So boom, cut downstairs. Jackie comes home and finds Nino on the phone, sitting on the couch. All right, and then she finds out that Sarah's going to let them film this movie there, and she's not very happy about this, and she's sure that Henry is going to be upset about this whole thing, and he'll take care of the whole problem, because he's not going to put up with these shenanigans. All right, so Sarah begs her dad to let him shoot the movie downstairs because she's going to get extra credits or something like this in college.
Oh, we know Monroe's in the film class, but I don't know if Sarah is, but somehow she's still getting the credit. Maybe this counts as a lab for something.
So Henry goes downstairs. He talks to Nino. Sarah begs him because she wants to be a gopher. Like, this is a good job. This is called paying your dues, apparently.
Yeah, that's where you start.
You get no money. You just do whatever somebody tells you to do, and you just shut up.
It's kind of like being an intern.
an unpaid intern. They're like, okay, you can shoot the movie. Jackie's not happy about it, but she needs the money. But she has to be out of there by 6 a.m. So on Saturday, Muriel, she's pretty nervous about Wainwright coming over. And Henry's getting ready for the dinner. He sees a giraffe out the window, and he freaks out.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean, who wouldn't flip out?
Boom. Act 1. That's what we call Act 1 right there. So downstairs, they're just calling action on a scene. When Henry pounds on the door, they let him in. They cut everything, right? You got to cut, wrap it up, cut. And then Henry finds out that they're making Noah's Ark. And they're going to bring in 2 baby elephants, 2 bears, and 2 chimps.
But that's what the movie's going to be about?
Yeah, Noah's Ark. And these people have broken he basically lays out the whole plot of what the movie's supposed to be. But Henry wants them out. He tells them they got an hour to wrap it up, cut. And so he says, okay, we won't bring all these animals in. We'll just bring in a dog or a cat. He sends Monroe for this dog or cat. And that would be Act 2, I believe. No, he comes back with the lion.
That's right.
Okay, that's Act 2. So back upstairs, Muriel is showing Wainwright her portfolio. And downstairs, Jackie comes back just as Monroe, turn the page, loses the lion. Henry shows Wainwright where he's working, and right here we get a reference to the fact that they haven't done anything about that room since the girls left. And of course, as soon as Muriel comes out of the kitchen, she's looking for him. So as soon as she leaves the kitchen, the lion comes in the front door and goes in the kitchen. This is classic,
yeah,
sitcom stuff here. So they come back out, and when we find out that no, Henry's a slacker, and he hasn't done anything about this room. That's just sitting there. Because I've been curious about it.
Well, it's been a busy 8 weeks for them,
And then Wainwright's putting him down for being lazy, which he's pretty much been doing the whole time. Anytime he talks to him, puts him down. He's eyeing his woman. They sit down for dinner. Henry goes to get some pepper from the kitchen. Why did I say that like that? Henry goes to get some pepper from the kitchen and discovers the lion is in the kitchen. So he pulls Muriel aside, and they try and hide it from Wainwright for whatever reason. And then everybody runs up from downstairs because they're looking for the lion. Wainwright, he blocks the door with a chair, so the lion can't get out. And then we also find out that this lion has had a part on Born Free. You remember this movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Classic.
So we can't kill the lion. We can't hurt the lion at all. It's a very important lion. Oh, so Wainwright picks up the chair, goes in the kitchen, and it sounds like the kitchen's being destroyed. He comes back and he's got the lion on the leash. Monroe has gone downstairs to get some tranquilizers for the lion, but instead he comes up with some pills and he just pops a few of those himself.
So Wainwright saves the day as opposed to last week where he just got into a big ruckus with everybody.
Yeah. And Monroe's taking pills. And Henry kicks everybody out, and Sarah's like, yeah, get out of here. And then Wainwright tells Muriel that her photographs aren't quite up to par.
Oh,
She doesn't have the instincts.
Isn't that where we see Sarah really is a rush when she tells him to get out. Is that what happens?
Oh yeah. She doesn't care about the credits or any of this.
She turns on the Henry Rush
Well,
part of her.
A lion has gotten loose in their house. Come on, you can't stand for those kind of shenanigans.
She's usually the easygoing one, but when it comes down to it, she's really another one of the Rushes at heart.
So that was a good episode.
Oh yeah, and her pictures aren't up to par. Yeah, and
her instincts.
Her instinct, because she did not have a camera and therefore did not take pictures of all the lion shenanigans when she should have easily been reminded, because they were shooting a movie involving all sorts of cameras. Muriel, what were you thinking? Well, then she would have gotten hired at Wainwright Publishing, and that's one of those what-ifs that would have changed the entire skew of the rest of the program.
Well, Henry didn't want that. He didn't want her working there. So, worked out for him.
And yet he wants that rent money it's like, he's got interesting standards. We had Wainwright back as our main guest star, and the other guest stars were the film crew, and the guy who played Nino, right? That was the guy.
Nino Antonelli.
He was in Silent Night, Deadly Night, if you remember that Santa Claus horror movie, where the guy goes crazy.
Okay,
thinks he's Santa Claus. Didn't we watch that over?
Yeah. I'm just saying he could have been one of those people in that movie. Why not?
There's somebody in there. Okay. Well, as far as Cosmic Cow goes, Cosmic Cow sweater is very prominent in this episode. Sarah wears it a lot during this episode. We also get to see the drawing desk. No Henry College sweaters in this episode.
None.
That hasn't quite become the norm yet. We're almost there. Now, Monroe shows up, not wearing stripes at first, but then later he is wearing the stripes, so he's got his costume down at least.
He was wearing that fur coat.
That's true. Now, as far as objects being thrown out the window, there were none, but there was a giraffe outside the window, so they are doing sight gags with that window. And, well, we discussed the giraffe incident pretty thoroughly earlier. There's one-sided phone conversation in this episode, and it's the director using the girl's phone downstairs, and he complains to Jackie about, I'm trying to use the phone, or something like that, right? I counted 6 instances of Henry pointing at people. That's a new record so far, up to date, as far as episode 9 goes.
I guess it was so common I didn't even notice it.
He also stammered 3 times in this episode.
A really good one, too.
Mm-hmm.
When he saw that giraffe.
Oh, yeah. Bugging out. Muriel's photography, well, that's mentioned quite prominently. It's one of the subplots, and she bought a new camera lens, and there's that opening for staff photographer, of course. Now, let's see what else happened. Well, the intro was the same as last week. The subversive moment was, it's a porno film.
I'm nodding my head.
Let's hope that that's not really what was going on or was the plan. Bizarre, odd happenings. Well, there was a lion in the apartment. I think that qualifies.
A giraffe outside the window.
The first of many strange animal occurrences. Reminds me of a much later episode where Monroe has the guard dog, and then the guard dog will not let Henry leave the kitchen for the entire night.
What a horrible night that must have been, right?
Yeah, we'll get to that one. Oh, a while from now. I'm going to give this one a 3. This was, maybe slightly above average, but a very strange, all over the place episode. And what did we learn? We learned procrastination is the thief of time. And don't trust filmmakers.
Don't trust Navy men. Don't trust filmmakers. Don't trust anybody.
No, that was a very absurd episode. We'll be back next week where we launch right into the final 10 episodes of Season 1. Next week is a personal favorite of mine, A Friend in Need.
Oh yeah, Monroe has got a bit of a problem.
Yeah, Monroe has a problem. Monroe meets with a sex surrogate. 10 episodes in, and we've already achieved perfection, I'd say. So tune in next time. You're gonna want to hear this one.
There's going to be a lot of wacky confusion. You can hear my show on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. Download the free app today. Listen anytime, anywhere.
Create custom playlists. Rate and review my show on Stitcher. And over 4 million car dashboards.
On demand and on the go. No downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Stream your favorite podcasts. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store.